The meaning of the star names give us the picture in the constellation. So when you study the star names within a constellation, it gives you an understanding of what God is trying to tell us, or what God is wanting to tell us through each of the constellations. For example, here is the Big Dipper, Ursa Major. Let's take a look at the stars in this constellation. First of all, Alkaid, which means the assembled. Mizar Alcor, a small lamb. Megrez, separated. Dubhe, a flock. Fad, guarded as a flock. And Merak, a purchased flock. So what do we see in this constellation? What are these stars telling us about this constellation? They are showing us a picture of a shepherd watching over the sheep. And so, Jesus is saying, I am the good shepherd. Okay. And you see that in the constellation of the Big Dipper when you study the stars. Now we see a group of constellations here on the screen. Ophiuchus, Serpens, Corona, and Scorpio. Let's look at the star names. Ras Alhaggis, the head of him who holds. He's holding the serpent. Alphecca, which means the shining, the crown. Corona is shining. Cheleb, serpent enfolding. Anak, encompassing, trying to crush out the life of the Son of God. We also see that the scorpion, Lesaph, means perverse. Safe means that Christ was wounded by the stinger in the tail of the scorpion. And then Antares, the serpent, is wounding. So because Adam and Eve distrusted God, God gave a promise. And He's speaking to the serpent. He said to the serpent, I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He, that is Christ, will crush your head, Satan, and you will bruise his heel. You'll persuade men to nail the Son of God to the cross. This is found in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 26 says this, He bringeth out the starry host one by one, and calls them all by name. And because of His great strength and mighty power, not one of those stars is missing. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Not one of those stars. Now maybe some there may be some star that is burned out and is now a dwarf star, but still God knows where they all are. Out there in the universe, you know. Right. And so that's amazing. And then another text here, one more text. Psalms chapter 8 and verse 3 says the following words, When I consider your heavens and the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you have put in place, what is man that thou art mindful of him, the Son of Man, that you care so much for him? So God cares so much for us that He gave us the message of the stars. Wow.